Right, hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today what we're going to do is we are fitting this. This is a USB DAB. I've had the Android unit now for some months, and the signal from the aerial is pretty rubbish, so it's time to get this fitted. This took about a couple of weeks to come through. It was roughly £20. I will leave the links in the description. So yeah, we're going to try and get this installed. It's a fairly easy process, and I'll be downloading the app onto the Android head unit, which I'll show you that in a moment. And then we're going to go through the process of plugging the USB in, attaching the aerial and hooking that up. It does need to be earthed, so normally you would earth it onto the pillow or pillar. And we're going to have a look at that, how to go about it. So yeah, let's crack on with that now. So Android head unit, this is the one from Junsun, which you've probably seen in some previous videos. We're just going to go into the settings, go into the Play Store. We're going to do a quick search, DAB. Now I'm going to use the one called DABZ. That's quite a popular one, so we're going to click into that, and we are, as you can see, it gives you information and so forth. We're just going to go ahead and install that. It'll take a few minutes, so I won't bore you with that process. So while we're at this stage, what we're going to do is we're going to remove one of these apps, put that away. I'm going to go into the and find the downloaded. There we go, it's on this page. So I'm going to grab that, I'm going to drop that onto the home page. So that's now ready for us to utilize for the next section. Okay, so this is the USB. Fairly simple in its functionality. It's a USB, and it has on the end, we'll just take that clip off, the input for the DAB aerial, which is here. So that end will fit into the USB. The USB will fit into the connector inside. Well, depending where you've mounted it, I've got them inside the glove box there, so we're going to put that in a moment. And then again, this would mount up here, and you need to ground it. I'm not going to take it out of the packet at the moment. We're going to set up the USB. Okay, so we've downloaded the app. That's now on the head unit, the Android head unit. We're now going to get this up and running. So USB, I've just fitted the aerial attachment to the bottom of it, and that will go into the USB that is just in the glove box. So at this stage, I'm going to now run this. Going to take the glove box, this part out. We're going to run the wire behind it, and then down this side of the car, which I've done with the GPS unit. So we'll run it down here, and then up this into here. Now we need to ground it, so we need to bring this down, this plastic bit, to expose the metal behind it, and then we'll undo this, which one side will stick to the ground up here, and then this will just be hidden away like the GPS unit is just there. So we'll just put that below it. So let's crack on, let's get this off and start the process. Okay, so I've just removed the screws to pull the tray out, and what I'm going to do to make the wire hidden is we're going to run it over here. We're going to feed it down the back and then into the hole, which is just down here, where the USBs go into. So then now the wire will come out here. So everything's going to be hidden away. So everything's going to be in the glove box. So just through that there, then up around, and then we're going to continue that down the side here. We're just going to pull that back a little bit, peel this back here. If I can do that one hand, just to show you, and then we're going to feed it up. We're going to remove this now. So that's what I'm doing to keep all the wires hidden into one place. Okay, so when you take it out of the packet, it will look like this. Has one side where you just peel off that bit and ground to the metal, and this is your aerial signal. So I'll just put that down for a second. I've just pulled back this, just levered from the top and down. I have managed to break one of the clips off down here, so be very careful when you do it. Hopefully that will still clip in okay. And so I've just exposed, I'm not sure if you can see that bit of metal here, so we're just going to mount that against the metal just on here. So we're just going to do that now. Okay, so I've fitted it up here, and then we've just run this just below the GPS unit, and then just run the wire behind and just clip this back in. And now we're just going to feed this wire under here, under the trim, all the way down, and then we can fit the glove box back in and fire it up and see if we can get some signal. So really simple at this stage. Obviously just being careful when you take this off, but it's gone back on okay. Make sure you clean the window, this area first. This bit's a little bit fiddly, just to make sure you get it right, but that seems okay. So we'll live with that, and then we're just going to run this down now. So let's go. So I've just removed this section here. This is fairly easy. This just pulls off, pulls down. You just remove that, giving you access now to getting the wires hidden and along this edge and behind the box. So yeah, that's fairly easy. As I say, it's just on some clips behind. You just can pull it down and feed it behind there. Right, so I've just fed those behind, all tucked away just behind. This is the original GPS wire. For some reason I went over instead of under, through and behind, so a little disappointed with that, but you know, I can't change that now. So we just fed the other one over, around there, and then through into there. So we'll just get this put back together now and turn it on. Right, so that's the box back in. If you've not taken the glove box out before, you've got a number of screws, and then you've got them under, just under here as well, just on these poppers. So fairly easy to take out and put back in. You just got to make sure you get it lined up correctly, so this will shut and open correctly. So job done. We've now got all the wires inside the glove box. It's nice and clean. You can see a little bit just there as it goes in, but once that's closed, no problem there. And it's hidden along there, goes up here, and then we've just got it mounted just there. So pretty all hidden. Yeah, so fairly happy with that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn on the Android system and get this plugged in, wired up, get the aerial part done, and see what happens. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, plug this into the USB. I'm just going to pause that while I do that with can't do that with one hand, so let's get that done. Right, so that's now plugged in. It's now fired up. The app, and hopefully it will start running through finding stations. So I'm going to perform the first scan. Now at 87%. Right. Okay. Just adjust the sound. It's finding station logos. 50%. You can see we're on Absolute Rock. It's got good signal, showing a good signal in the corner there. 118 logos found. So far, the process of installation has been so simple. I mean, all I've done is plugged it in. I actually haven't had to download a file off the USB. We'll just turn that down for a minute. So yeah, haven't had to actually download anything. I've just plugged it in, and it's downloaded the app, plugged in the USB, and it's just simply doing its job. So yeah, it's pretty good. Right, so there you go. It's finished its update finding logos, and we've now got DAB radio, which is pretty amazing for essentially 20 odd quid. So let's just, I mean, you've got, I'm sure there's loads of stuff you can do without going through it all. I guess there's more channels than this. Settings, station list. I'll have a mess around, but as far as just plugging something in,
Hi, my name is Sasha Lord. I'm the nighttime economy advisor for Greater Manchester. And also
so yeah, sounds pretty good. One extra. Let's have a look. Just keep going through. Capital. Tells you what it's playing as well. As I say, you get it. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm sure once I've worked out, I'll just have a play around with it. But it gives you everything. You know, yes, it gives you the signal quality, blah blah blah. That's quite cool. Yeah, I'll just have a play around. And we'll go from there. But that's it. That's the installation complete. Really, really simple. Okay, so once you've installed everything, you don't need to run this off your phone anymore. So obviously, you know, when you download the app and you would have to connect your phone to obviously do on the hotspot to download all the stuff. Once that's done and you've installed everything, you don't need to use your phone's data anymore. Obviously, it's now coming through the DAB aerial. So yeah, that's it. Perfect. Right, so I've just moved to a new spot. The reason for that is after I moved on from where I was at work, I realised that I only had about 33 radio stations. So I ended up realising that the signal did keep going up and down where I actually was. So I pulled over in a better area and ran the scan again. And now that's picked up about 97 radio stations. So that's just a tip if you find yourself in a position where you are in an area with bad signal. You might not get every station the first time round when you run the scan, so you still need to put your hotspot back on, go and find a better area and run the scan again. So now we've picked up, as I say, 97 stations. I don't know how many there are, but that certainly covers a large proportion of the main ones I would probably listen to anyway. So yeah, we have everything we need now. I have noticed the signal when driving through areas does go up and down, and there's times that actually it cut completely out. So this hasn't completely eliminated the fact that the signal or FM signal was poor, and this has overridden that by giving me a complete signal or trouble-free signal. I'm still having issues. Now, I've just checked the grounding just above here. It wasn't quite stuck down properly, so I've just re-looked at that. So that could be a possibility that was affecting the signal. I could get a booster. That's another possibility. Or I could still explore the fact that it does have a split aerial on the roof for DAB. The ST3, which is what this is, came with a DAB radio, but it has a FRECA input, so I'd have to find a solution for that input to then run it into the DAB. So there's other options to obviously explore if the the signal continues to be quite bad. But yeah, once you've downloaded everything, you have everything to your fingertips. I've got it already. I didn't actually have to do a single thing. It's already on my controls for my steering wheel. I can change the signal up and down or change channel without doing anything. So again, I use the up, and that changes it up. Volume.
VIBs.
So nice and easy. I've actually programmed, I think, this button here on the top.
Luxury flavor caramel.
Have I changed that?
Silky milk chocolate.
Or maybe it's this one here.
With indulgence and decadence.
That changes to FM radio, and then again it changes to different inputs. So yeah, I've got that set on the controller. So yeah, it's I think it's really good. For, as I say, about £20. I'll put the link in the description. Really easy setup. But yeah, everything you need as DAB. Right, everybody, I'm going to leave the video there. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's fairly basic in its principle. Get a USB, you plug it in, gives you DAB radio. The most frustrating part, I guess, is the fitting of the aerial. A little bit awkward. Being careful when you pull down the pillar, the plastic shielding. You can break the clip, so be very careful with that. But as I say, for £20, you've got DAB in your car on your Android system. I haven't investigated to see whether or not the earth that was slightly unstuck could be the cause of the lack of signal. Obviously, it's important to make sure that that is stuck down correctly and the aerial is correctly positioned. I've got it just behind the sun strip. Again, would that affect things? Possibly not, but These are things to consider when you're installing. It's great to have DAB straight out of the box, and it's going to be far better than obviously what my current FM aerial was producing. But I do have other options. You can buy a booster, I believe, which might help the signal, so that's something I might investigate. And I also might investigate the fact that I have got an aerial on the roof which is split already, so I could input that into the USB aerial, so I could use that. So there's some other things to investigate there, but yeah, really easy installation. Hopefully you can see that. Definitely worth doing if you've got an Android system. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. As I say, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Obviously I see a lot of people passing through and don't press the subscribe button, so please do that. Obviously press the bell button as well, just keep up to date with any new content that comes out. And I'll catch you on the next one.